you like about EVs? What is the pull?
I think it is that it is disruptive technology, and I'm intrigued at the way it mucks things around. In the same way that a few years ago there were only a few television channels, there's now thousands. In the way the internet has affected the music industry and the book publishing, it throws things out of whack. And people who are very confident in the normal reality of their world, I've got a car and I drive it where I like, because suddenly seeing electric cars and going, well, I don't want one of those, that'll ruin me, that'll, you know, and it is weird that a thing as simple as an electric car, essentially a big complex machine made by huge multinational corporations. It comes from the same people who make petrol cars, but particularly men find it enormously threatening.
What do you think can happen to change people?
It's absolutely primarily experience. So in my experience of letting people drive the cars I've had, it's been instant. It's not been an argument. I haven't had to argue. I haven't had to do anything. This is all they say is, "This is brilliant. I had no idea." As soon as they actually drive one, they go, "Oh my God, it's like a normal car, only better." I mean, I think it is the experience of driving one that changes everything very quickly for people. And then they would then worry, oh, what happens if I run out late at night? And I always say, have you ever run out of petrol? And most people say yes. I say, well, it's like that. It's really embarrassing. You feel really stupid and you won't do it again. Basically, I've never done it. I've never run out, because you think, I've got to drive 40 miles back home. I've got 4 miles range and I've got to get home and my house is 40 miles away. I'm not going to start. I did 198 miles the other day in a Nissan Leaf that has a realistic range of about 90 miles. They say 100, but realistically it's about 90. And I've worked out, I'm going up there, I can charge there, and I drive there. While I'm having dinner with these people, it's plugged in the car park, which did have a charging point, and I plugged it in. That last journey, I had a 48-mile drive, and I had a 106-mile range on the thing, and I just about, massive range anxiety, I just about made it, and I had 60 miles left when I got home.
It's strange, you talk about the sort of excuse culture almost, isn't it? It's not much different from, say, if we went on a shoot and we had to drive up to Sheffield, which we did the other day. I don't turn up with nothing in the tank. No. I fill it up. Once
there is a fast charging network, which is what we really need, so there's fast charging, it's just specifically on motorways. So if every motorway services had a couple of fast chargers in it that you knew you could use, and you might have to wait 8 or 9 minutes because someone else is using it. So it's slower, so you take your time, you plan your journey ahead a little bit more. But the flip side of that is, which people don't realise, is that journey costs you so little that there's no other way of travelling that distance. There's no other way other than walking is the next cheapest way, or cycling, because it costs you literally under a penny a mile to drive. I sit in traffic jams in an electric car with dozens of cars that are costing like 50, 60 pence a mile to drive, and I think, I don't care about the style and how cool they look when they get out. Those people are moronic idiots. They are idiots, and they deserve to spend that money.
What do you want to happen in the industry? What do you think needs to happen?
When petrol is, say, £3 a litre, so £12 a gallon, it's not that far away. There's nothing we can do about it. It's absolutely inevitable. China and India alone will absolutely guarantee that those fuel prices will go up that high. Then the idea of, I bought this really cheap diesel, and it cost me £9,000 to buy, but it cost me £9,000 a year to run it. And you buy a £12,000, £15,000 electric car that costs you £200 a year to run. Even my maths, which is rubbish, will work out that that's not a bad option. You're watching Energy Live News. You smooth.